Hi, my name is Sophie Messager. I'm a doula and a healer and a perinatal educator based in Cambridge, UK. And I'm also the author of a book called Why Postnatal Recovery Matters. And today I want to talk to you about postnatal binding or belly binding or postnatal wrapping, as I like to call it, and why we need it back. And it's an interesting thing because in the research I did for my book, I have found that postnatal binding is a practice that exists all around the world. And the bit that surprised me the most is I discovered it used to be part of medical practice in the UK. So I found an old midwifery book from the beginning of the 20th century that refers to the binder and how to do it in the postpartum. And so it's not that long ago we still used to have it. And in fact, my friend Siobhan, who's a lovely midwife, told me that when she gave birth to her twins in the UK in 1980s, her grandmother told her to bind her belly, and that everyone else told her it was an old-fashioned thing that she didn't need to do. But that means that wisdom, has been lost. And the research I've done for my book and the experience I've had to do it for myself and to support women has showed me that this is something we need back. It's something that can be incredibly helpful. And that is actually simple to do. So I want to demystify it. I wanted to, rather than going around the idea that, you should do it like people do it in Indonesia, or you should do it like people did do it in South America. I wanted to show the sort of key common threads between the various techniques. And also one of the things I've become aware around these practices, most of the traditional practices are done, wrapping techniques are done by someone for you, and because most of us don't have the luxury of having someone to come bind our belly post-birth every day, it's really important to have techniques that are simple, that we can either do ourselves or explain to others how to do. So I have lots and lots of plans in place to try and help with this, and one of these things is that I have written a blog post which I published yesterday that has lots and lots of tutorials that talks about all the sort of different techniques that you can use. And the idea behind my approach is, rather than telling you how to do it, it's about saying to you, well, look, there's this and that, and what do you fancy trying? And so that people can try something and they can decide whether it's right for them or not. So it ranges from using really simple cloth like reposo scarves or pashminas or baby wearing wrap, to using things like Velcro wraps and belts that are more technically designed to support the hips and belly after birth. And on a sort of simple level, physically, it's just there to help support unstable joints and muscles and ligaments after the birth. And I want to explain that it's not something you want to do 24/7, but probably only during the first few weeks postpartum, but that lots and lots of the families have supported, lots and lots of the women have using wraps. I found it incredibly comforting and supportive, and it's something that's inexpensive, that everybody can do for themselves, and that can make a big difference to your comfort, both physically and emotionally, because it makes you feel content. So if you want to learn more, you have lots of options. You can go and read the blog I posted on my website yesterday. I'll put a link in this post. You can go and read my book, Why Postnatal Recovery Matters, in which there is a section on postpartum bodywork that includes postnatal binding. You can go and check out my Reposo course and my Why Postnatal Recovery Matters course, because both of those courses have an element on binding. And I'm also now in the process of creating a new online course which will be only about postnatal binding, so I can go deeper into explaining the pros and cons and the history and each kind of techniques and how to do it and so forth. And so if you want to find out more about that, if you want to be kept in the loop about that, go on the blog page, and then you can sign up for my newsletter on there. Thank you.